Hey everybody, welcome back to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph and this is Wartales. We just started this game. This is episode 2. We are playing as a mercenary group. If we look at our map, we need to go down here for one of our quests. Looks like we're just going to follow this road down. There is a Mount Altus salt mine right here, so we're going to check out that mine. Let's go ahead. These are merchants. These little wagons and stuff. Maybe? No, those aren't merchants. Never mind.
Stop right there. This salt mine belongs to our ladyship Wartales. Can't just let you walk in.
Alright, so we can pay him 40 bucks. We don't got that much money. We can threaten him, which gives us wanted. We don't really want that. Persuade takes 20 of our influence. I think we're going to do persuade. Alright, as you remember, we need iron to make a cooking pot, which is going to help us reduce the amount of food. So if we move our mouse around, we can see there's a couple iron ores in here. Excuse me. I think that's it. If we hit Alt button... Nope, it's not Alt. I thought it was Alt. Oh, well. Anyways, there's buttons you can normally hit that will light stuff up. I thought it was Alt. It's not, or tab, I meant. It is Alt. I was right the first time, just pushing the wrong button. You can see they kind of slightly light up the things that you can interact with. So if we inspect this bag, it's got salt, but you can see we'd be stealing this guy's salt if we did that. So, however, the ore, we go to pick up and it says, assign somebody a miner. Now, Engry is already a tinkerer. So we now need a miner. So we're going to make Bethine a miner. Now it opens up a mini game, and you will see this circle. We need to click the button when that green ring is inside the circle. And we got 4 profession XP and 9 iron ore. So there's another one here. Pick our miner. Now if you miss, the only bad thing that happens is you don't get... you don't get as much of the resource that you're trying to mine. And the higher level you go up in that profession, like in the case of a miner, the more ore you'll get, and you'll start also getting things like gems and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and talk to this guy.
You cleared out the iron deposits? Well done. We can get back to work.
So he's going to give us, as our reward for clearing out the stuff, 20 influence, which is what it cost us to get in here. So that was a good deal. Now we can still take this guy's salt if we want. I was hoping he was going to sell it to us. He's not gonna. So we're just going to go ahead and exit out. So now we're going to head down here towards our next guy. And we see there's some shinies over here. So we're going to grab these shinies. This one looks like wood. And it was wood, and we also got some resin out of that, which is another crafting material. These are flowers. Flowers are used for, see, there's some bandits over here. We're going to go into the Lund farm. We'll have to check, see if those are our bandits. So we always want to look, see if we can find hemp in any of these places. And sometimes we'll see a wood chopping block, which I don't see one anywhere. So now we can look, here we go, inspect. We'd be stealing a man's chicken. We don't want to steal his chicken. Or her chicken. We don't know if that's a guy or a gal. There's a cook pot. There's food in there. Mead pie. And that's worth 14 food. And if you look, our apples are worth 2 and our bread's worth 4, so that's a lot of good food. But again, we'd be stealing this man's dinner, and that's kind of rough. Now this is locked, needs a lockpick. If we click on that, it'll say select a thief. We're not going to do that just yet. We will get one eventually so we can open up chests and stuff like that. But we don't have enough thieves tools. We're going to go through a ton of thieves tools because the lockpicking is a pain in the butt. But instead, oh, Christina, this is a gal. We're going to talk to Christina.
How could they? We didn't even put up a fight, and they still killed our precious Lucille. Mad with grief, her father chased after them toward the mill. I hope he caught up with them. These thieves don't deserve to live.
All right. So that was a bad thing that happened there. So we're going to go ahead and exit. If we go to the map, we don't know where the mill is to try to avenge these people. So those bandits that were up there are not the bandits we're looking for because those are farther south. So we're going to keep going down the road and see if we can find these bandits. And we should have paused the game, but we didn't because we forgot. And then there's some more resources here. So this looks like the mill, I'm going to guess. So let's go ahead and go into the mill. And there's a bunch of dead guys here. I'm going to guess her husband caught up to them. So we're going to take this hemp. Let's inspect this pile of hay. We can get some wheat. It's not red, so it's not stealing, so we're going to take that wheat. Can't inspect, we can inspect this dead body. It's got some linen, it's not red. Inspect this dead body, 14 bucks. Inspect this barrel, some iron ore and some leather. Again, when nothing was red. Hiding behind this is another body, which has a work manual, +1 knowledge. So we're going to read the work manual. And we got one of these knowledge points. We got 2 knowledge points now. Let's take a look at those. All right. We wanted to come down here and let's learn. We can make that cooking pot now. But let's go ahead and learn campfire, make a better campfire. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. Now we need coal and sandstone. So it's going to take us a while to make this better campfire. And we're going to save that 1 point. There's other things we could get here. We could learn saddlebags. And then the general knowledge, there's some good stuff here. Let's see. Crown's bonus gained after battle increased by 5%. That's always good. Feet makers, heartful dodgers, smooth talker, reduce the cost of people. Put markers, there's that cannibalism. Weight training increases our carrying capacity. They're going to take 4 money as well to get us more stuff after combat. So the only thing left to inspect here is talk to Hacker.
He killed everyone. A real madman. I'm injured. Help me.
So we could finish him off, get 50 bucks and 20 influence, or we could spend 1 medicine to heal him. Gonna go ahead and heal him. Yeah, I know we're kind of nice guys for pirates, but you know that's why we're ex-pirates. Well, normally this is voiced. Thank you. I can't believe that Ricky used us as bait. He was the one to blame, not us.
If he hadn't killed that little girl to steal her necklace, her father wouldn't have fought back, and my friends would still be alive. Take me with you. I have a score to settle with that traitor.
All right, so we can recruit him. And it's not going to cost us anything, because normally when we recruit people, it costs us money and influence. So we get a free dude, It will cost us money as far as when we have to pay our guys their income, and it'll be more food. But we're going to go ahead and recruit Hackert here. So now we got another dude. We're going to go level up Hackert. So we're going to inspect him. First, we want to take out his crate, his trait. He is he does extra damage and he's next to an ally, so that's good. He's just got a knife and regular old farmer rags, just like everybody normally starts with. All right. Each time you end next to an enemy not engaged in combat, +1. This unit kills an enemy, +1. Next to an ally and is not engaged in combat, +1. Now we know Hackert does extra damage when he's next to an ally, so let's take this one. Now his movement is nice because it's always good to move. Willpower, we know is great, but we can get 2 pips of Constitution. So that's what we're going to take, so that's some more hit points. Now we've done everything in the old mill, so we're going to go ahead and exit. And we're still looking for the dudes that are our quest. Now this guy, we don't want to mess with him. That symbol means he is bad news bears, and he will probably wipe us the floor with us. Alright, so now if we look at our map, these guys are up here, so we've got to go up this hill. And we can't go up, so we got to go around and then up. And it looks like this is a good way to go up. Now there's some more bandits over there we could go fight if we wanted to. You can find animals in the woods. So like wolves and boars and that sort of stuff. Some flowers. Now these guys have a little skull on there, which means it's supposed to be harder, which kind of sucks. We're going to grab these shinies here first, and then it's supposed to be an easy quest, so hopefully we did not get lied to. Got some mushrooms for food. Some more crafting stuff. I'm eventually going to reorganize this stuff to be a little bit easier to, have different things in different spots. But right now we're not going to do that. We're going to go to the old lighthouse. So there are 3 dudes and they're level 2. So we've got them outnumbered 2, but not quite 2 to 1. But they are higher level than all but 2 of our guys, but we're going to go ahead and fight them anyways. How I'm not numbered, I feel confident. All right. So we got 2 guys down here, 1 guy up here. This guy up here is going to go first. So if let's bring him down here. Him over here. That's their archer. That's a stab guy. There's our archer. So there's a bear pit trap here. If we walk through this bear trap, we will take damage. We don't want that. Like this. Bum rush these 2 guys maybe. Alright. So we're going to start with Bethany or Bethine. I'm going to call her Bethany. And we're going to go after the poacher here. Now as long as you have some side-to-side contact, you can attack. You cannot attack directly corner to corner. So she didn't do near as much damage as she normally would have. All right, so the poacher's going next. Not too concerned about that poacher. The hoodlums, again, these guys do poison when they attack. So we can't quite get to this dude here, so we're just going to bring some of these folks around. Oh, got to end. And Renert. Got to run around. The trap. And then let's stab this guy. Now, the sad thing is I'm going to get charged by that dude. So there's nobody in range, so we're going to have to use their aim. Let's go ahead and shoot this guy. So, Hackard is poisoned. So next turn, we're going to go with Richar here first. One, he can shoot this guy. We try to kill this hoodlum before the hoodlum goes and get farther away from this hoodlum. Let's see if we can make this shot. So we still got a 100% chance on him, so we make this shot. All right. Now, let's see. Oh. End turn. So Renert cannot reach this guy. Angry can, so we're going to do Angry. Choppy chop that guy. Now we still got some movement points left. We galvanized. So we're going to move over here. And his turn. Now, we would be able to get to the hoodlum with Hackard probably. Yep, see, we could get to hoodlum with Hackard. But Hackard's poison, he'll take damage. Renert is our healer. So we are going to move up next to Hackard. Use our last point to heal the poison off of Hackard. And then Renert, we'll move over to here. And then we're going to go with Hackard. I'm just going to swing around to the side. Now, he couldn't get into the side here to get the stuff. But we're going to stab this guy. Got the critical, which killed him. Now he's out of movement, so we're going to finish the turn. And then Bethine is going to move down here to start protecting Ricard. Oh, it would have been nice for him to run into that trap. So we're going to go with Ricard first. And Ricard's just going to get out of everybody's way. And then we'll go with Bethine. She's going to loop around. Now there says I'm going to run into the trap, so we don't want that. Here we won't run into the trap. And we're just going to try to kill this guy. Yeah, we're going to kill him because of the galvanization. So sometimes you get a really cool death kill animation, but it was blocked by that wall, so you didn't get to see it. So now you see Angry and Bethine, or Bethany, we'll call her Bethany. Bethany leveled up. They've got armor, so we're going to repair their armor. We've got a dagger, some money, a lockpick, some linen, and some iron ore. Now, before we hit continue, we can level up before we do that. So Bethine kills an enemy. End your turn next to an enemy not engaged. I like that one. That one's easier to get than killing. Every time you engage, this enemy engages in combat, you gain 1. We're going to go with this one. And now, we could get 1 movement or 1 critical hit, but we can get 2 levels of dexterity, which increase our damage and increases our critical hit. So we're going to go with the double shot there. And then Angry, our tank, he's got actual skills here. So we can go with Berserker. Allows him to carry medium armor and a medium helmet. Gives him Rampage. So for one of our pips, deals 3 times more 2 to 3 damage to the target. On a critical hit, gain Fury. That's not bad. Executioner, medium stuff. You get Cutting Maelstrom. Do 2 damage to all of the units so puts like a cone in front of you, and you can sweep to attack multiple people. Sentinel gives you the heavy armor and Ovation. The unit and all allies in the area gain Riposte. So he would get a Riposte ability, and everybody in that area for 1 pip. But more importantly, can wear heavy stuff and gets +3 con. This would be +1 strength, +1 strength. We want to go with Sentinel because he's our tank. Now we can go 1 pip of strength, which gives him extra damage, critical hit to get his critical hit chance up, or the double pip movement. I'm going to go with the double pip movement, as I normally go with that. Mind you, the strength and the critical damage are nice as well. Alright. Just completed the mission for the old house post. Report to the emissary for your reward. So now, let's take a look and see what else here. Is there anything we can... There's a box, and it's locked. Alright, we have 2 lockpicks. Let's see what we can do here. So we need to pick a thief. And you know what? Let's just... So Hacker is... What is Hacker's? Hacker, what are you? Hacker is a thief already. Cool. Steal items and pick locks. All right. I was going to pick Hacker to be the thief, so Hacker is a thief already. All right, so you're going to get this thing in here, and you push the left mouse button. You're going to rotate with the mouse. Push the left mouse buttons to try to move it, and then when you find the sweet spot, it opens up. If it jiggles too much, it might break, so you've got to kind of be careful. Hey, we only lost 1 lockpick. So we've got 3 eel, 2 bear meat, and 2 grapes. Food is always good to have. And now we can exit. Alright, so the camp signal is flashing again, so we need to camp again. And then we should head back to town to turn in our missions. And then we can get more missions to keep exploring this map. We're going to go ahead and camp. Oh, we got to be unpaused. Go ahead and camp. Now we're going to come over here. We're going to use this. And we need Angry. So we can build a cooking pot. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to craft a cooking pot. So there's the cooking pot. And we're going to drag the cooking pot out here somewhere. And we need to attach someone to it. So Hacker is a thief. So Hacker can't go there because we need a cook to go there. So let's make Ricard the cook. So we're going to inspect Ricard. Click here. Make Ricard our cook. And we drag Ricard over to there. We're going to drag you to the fireplace. Now Ricard, if we use the campfire, we can't cook anything we know how to cook. We know how to make wolf sausage, grilled pork, and bread. But all these things require salt, of which we have no salt. So we need to buy some when we get to town. But the main reason we're here is it does reduce our food consumption by 2 just for having someone assigned to the cook pot. So then we come to our camp. And let's go ahead and throw these eels in there. Those are 4 each. And we'll throw in the mushrooms and some apples. That's our 16. We don't need to pay anybody yet, so we'll go ahead and rest. So we get 3 happiness, and we generate 2 of these. So our happiness is 11, the cap is 15, so we're getting closer to that cap. Every once in a while, there'll be like a question mark above somebody's head, meaning they've got something to say. Nobody has anything to say. Now, a couple things. We can come here to our compendium, because we've got another knowledge point. So we can look at some of this stuff. We can look at this stuff. And now we can also do some of these. We can learn braised chicken. We can learn mutton. We can learn skewered venison, smoked sardines, grilled carp. We can learn all sorts of things. Is there an eel one? Since we had the eel. I don't see an eel thing. But there's different things we can learn to do. But everything requires salt, which we don't have any. These general ones are still pretty good. Let's see, Artful Dodgers, suspicion meter drops faster. Restoration requires 2 pips, and what that one does is your raw materials heal 5. Right now it heals 10 points of armor damage. It heals more, so that's a good one to have. This one, career plans, you can spend influence to add an extra plus. That's a good one to have. Bountiful bounties, you get more missions. These are for relationships between your troops. And that's all that we know at this stage. So I think we're going to save up to get to 2 points so we can get this restoration point. That makes these last longer. Alright, so now we need to start head back to town. There is a thing to go check out over here, so we're going to go this way. Now, there will occasionally, you'll see like a shrouded in mist area pop up on the maps. Venison, nice. Those shrouded in mist areas are dangerous because they have ghost wolves in them. Even though this is not magical, there's ghost wolves. And those things are a pain. So we're going to head back to town. Oh, there's one more thing here. This stuff here, paths. You can get path points, or PPs. You can get them in Power and Glory, Trades and Craftsmanship, Crime and Chaos, and Mysteries and Wisdom. And these tells you the things you have to do to get them. So like, collect 100 resources for Reaper, spend knowledge points. But, like Explorer, discover 5 locations, get 1 PP. I have 1 of 5. When you get all 5 of these, or on any of these, when you level up this deal here, you unlock something over here to purchase that makes you get your team better. Now, every once in a while, you'll go in and these things will refresh. So these are refugees, and these are guards. Yeah, these are merchants. These are their guards for their merchants. So this is like for fishing. If we had a fisherman profession, we could go fishing for food. Alright, so we're going to go back to the tavern. Talk to her.
Should be looking for work. Our role as emissaries is to ensure that all service requests are fulfilled.
So now we can collect our bounties.
Here is your reward.
Now we've got money. Now we're going to look at the bounties again. So we got some average, hard, easy. So we're going to grab these 2 easy ones because, well, they're easy. The average ones are worth just a hair more. That tower was easy, and it was, I mean, it wasn't like tough, but it wasn't like also, well, that was actually pretty easy sort of thing. All right, so now we're going to go to the market. So this guy sells meat.
I understand there's a war in Edoran, but that doesn't mean they can just help themselves.
So he sells mutton, chicken, perch, and salt. We want the salt. Now, if you remember, you can't cook a lot. We can cook pork, wolf sausage, and you get those through fighting boar and wolves. And we can make bread. I know we were wanting to save these, but we do need to have better food. Like, we could just use the bear and get 6 food out of it. But if there was a thing to learn how to cook bear meat, and we cooked the bear meat, we would get more food out of it. So, like, a chicken will give us, I think it's 4 food, or 2, I think it's 4 food. But braised chicken with a chicken and a salt will give us 6 food. So I'm going to go ahead and learn the braised chicken. And we're going to buy these guys chickens. Now it's going to be $60 to buy all of his chicken. And we're going to buy all of his salt, which turned out to be $40. So as you can tell, we're already getting low on money. Now this gal here,
You touch it, you buy it.
she sells veggies and wheat. We don't have to have a balanced meal. So we got this, there's this guy here. Let's check what he says say.
Take a look at my wares.
So he sells these resources and trade goods. You can buy, like I could buy woolen cloth from him and then go to another town and hopefully sell it for more than 50. That just seems boring to me. We can talk to this guy here.
Please, can you spare some food?
You know what? Just give him a bread.
Thank you so much. I will pray for you.
And we get 10 we get our stuff. We get 10 influence. Talk to Renard.
For a few crowns, I can polish your armor. Please. I'm so hungry.
So we give him $10 for nothing. We're nice pirates, but we're not that nice. All right. So we could go back here and get some more of these. We got 37. I think we're doing okay there. We do have these guys over here, so we'll go ahead and go down the road this way and try to go get this next. And we're building these up, so you remember that guy does have some missions we can get. The informant has some missions we can get for spending stuff. Now this over here requires a huntsman to deal with. I'm not going to get a huntsman yet, so we're just going to pass that up. Like there's a shiny way over here. It's pretty far off the road, and it looks like flowers. We are going to come down here and grab this wood. And then this is an inspection thing, so we'll come over here and inspect this. $12. Now here is some more mines, but it looks like there's bandits in those mines. So we're going to bypass those for now. There's a farm there. Check out the farm. don't see any hemp. Oh, right there's the hemp. So we got a thing we would be stealing from them. Oh, you know, that last camp, I should have made some more thieves' tools. All right, let's talk to these guys.
I am terribly sorry. I shouldn't have agreed to this, but we've run out of food. We will start over.
Okay.
Do not take pity on this scoundrel. He fled his home country to come and steal our crops. This Everanian leech will be strung up for his crime. And soon we'll all sleep easy.
Okay. So usually the purple one is the main one.
Are you mercenaries? Oh, blessed be the all-seeing eye. You are my last home. I swear I will find a way to pay you. You must warn my husband's friends. They need to come and help him. Yes, ask them to come. If only they could speak in his favor. Reason with the people who want to kill him for a handful of grain.
So we can accept it. We get a bar of soap. Okay. But you see that little purple plus 20? That's this up here. So we're going to go ahead and accept
My
this.
husband only told me that his friends live north of the lake, not far from here. Please come back quickly.
North of the lake. So there's a lake over here and then a lake right here. We didn't see anything north of this lake. This lake is not nearby. And there's a location there. But we're going to keep going for our bandits here. So they're probably up into these hills. Some flowers over here we can go grab. Eventually we'll have an alchemist and can make medicine. And it's not like flowers weigh a ton. So we should look at getting a another mule. All right, so we need to camp. So we're going to use. So we're going to make 10 lockpicks. All right, so if you see Angry, if you hover over his thing, he is an apprentice tinkerer, and he needs 80 XP to level up from being an apprentice tinkerer. He was a novice tinkerer before, so he's now an apprentice tinkerer. And if we look at this here, miscellaneous, some of these things you need to be like higher level to get. So like we can do a hitching post, we can do a tent if we had, so we need 2 ropes to do a tent. Tent increases your maximum valor by a point, which that valor is really good to have. And you put people in a tent, they get that, so we need rope. So can we make rope? We can make 2 rope. Use up our hemp. We want 2 ropes. We're going to craft that. And then we're going to make a tent. And that got us more knowledge points for doing those things. So we wanted this restoration, so we're going to grab that. And I think career paths will be our next thing, so we're going to save up 2 again for career paths, unless we find something we need, like with cooking stuff. We're going to drag our tent out here. We can assign these guys to the tent. So if we have someone assigned to the camp, we get extra happiness. But this gets us extra valor points. We get a maximum of 7, so this will get us 3 more valor points. Now if we come over here to use this, braised chicken, we're going to cook 2 braised chickens. So 3 XP. So if we look at Ricard, he's a novice, needs 20 XP in cooking to become a higher level cook. Better cook, you can make better stuff. The stuff you make has a chance of being better. So that's 12. And then some bread will put us at 16. And we'll rest. And then we have one of those PPs, which is spend knowledge points. So we're at 2 of those. And this is probably a good place to call it. Thank you guys for watching again. I do appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, comment. I've been Sir Joseph. You guys are amazing. Until next time, stay safe out there. And I'll talk to you later.